Trooping the Colour is a ceremony performed by regiments of the British and Commonwealth armies. It has been a tradition of British infantry regiments since the 17th century, although the roots go back much earlier. On battlefields, a regiment's colours, or flags, were used as rallying points. Consequently, regiments would have their ensigns slowly march with the colours between the soldiers' ranks to enable soldiers to recognize the regiment's colours. Since 1748, Trooping the Colour has also marked the official birthday of the British sovereign. It is held in London annually on a Saturday in June on Horse Guards Parade by St. James's Park, and coincides with the publication of the birthday honours list. Among the audience of the royal family, invited guests, ticket holders and the general public, the ceremony is broadcast live by the BBC within the UK and is also shown in Germany and Belgium. The Queen travels down the Mall from Buckingham Palace in a royal procession with a sovereign's escort of household cavalry. After receiving a royal salute, she inspects her troops of the household division, both foot guards and horse guards, and the King's troop, Royal Horse Artillery. Each year, one of the Foot Guards regiments is selected to troop its colour through the ranks of guards. Then the entire household division assembly conducts a march past the Queen, who receives a salute from the saluting base. Parading with its guns, the King's troop takes precedence as the mounted troops perform a walk, march and trot past. The music is provided by the massed bands of the Foot Guards and the mounted bands of the household cavalry, together with a corps of drums, and occasionally pipers, totaling approximately 400 musicians. Returning to Buckingham Palace, the Queen watches a further march past from outside the gates. Following a 41-gun salute by the King's troop in Green Park, she leads the royal family onto the palace balcony for a Royal Air Force flypast. Regimental colours. A regiment's colours embody its spirit and service, as well as its fallen soldiers. The loss of a colour, or the capture of an enemy colour, were respectively considered the greatest shame or the greatest glory on a battlefield. Consequently, regimental colours are venerated by officers and soldiers of all ranks, second only to the sovereign. Only battalions of infantry regiments of the line carry colours. The Royal Artillery's colours, for example, are its guns. Rifle regiments did not form a line and thus never carried colours. The battle honours are carried on the drums. The exception to this is the Honourable Artillery Company, which has both a stand of colours and guns. Trooping the Colour is an old ceremony whereby a battalion would fall in by companies and the colour party would troop or march the colours through the ranks so that every man would see that the colours were intact. This was done before and after every battle. This ceremony has been retained through time and is today largely ceremonial. The sovereign's official birthday. In the United Kingdom, Trooping the Colour is also known as the Queen's Birthday Parade. It has marked the official birthday of the sovereign since 1748, and has occurred annually since 1820. For the reign of King Edward VII, the sovereign has taken the salute in person. It was Edward VII who moved Trooping the Colour to its June date. Because of the vagaries of British weather, Trooping the Colour allows the troops of the household division to pay a personal tribute to the sovereign with great pomp and pageantry. Crowds lining the route and in St James's Park listen to music performed by both massed and mounted bands. The Queen has attended Trooping the Colour in every year of her reign, except when prevented by a rail strike in 1955. Formerly mounted herself, she commenced riding in a carriage in 1987. On the 13th of June 1981, she and her mount were startled by an unemployed youth Marcus Sergeant, who fired 6 blank rounds from a starting revolver. In her years attending on horseback, Her Majesty, as Colonel-in-Chief, wore uniform with medals and the sash and star of the Order of the Garter, or the Order of the Thistle if the Scots Guards were trooping its colour. Since 1987, she has not worn uniform, but wears the Brigade of Guards badge, a large jewel representing the different regiments who participate. Her 80th birthday in 2006 was marked by a large flypast of 40 planes led by the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight and culminating with the Red Arrows. It was followed by the first feu de joie fired in her presence during her reign, a second being fired at her Diamond Jubilee celebrations in 2012. In 2008, a flypast of 55 aircraft commemorated the RAF's 90th anniversary. Rehearsals, the Major General's Review and the Colonel's Review are scheduled on the Saturdays 2 and 1 weeks preceding the Queen's birthday parade, respectively. The salute is taken, respectively, by the Major General commanding the Household Division and the Colonel of the regiment which is trooping its colour. The unit presenting the colours commences troop practice in April. Trooping the Colour, Participants and Parade Summary. On the day of Trooping the Colour, the Royal Standard is flown from Buckingham Palace and from Horse Guards Building, while the Union flag is flown from public buildings as well as the flags of the British Commonwealth of Nations, especially in recent years. Participants and Positioning. Foot Guards, including escort to the colour, Nose 1 to 6 Guards, 6 companies of Foot Guards, each comprising 3 officers and 71 other ranks, line 2 sides of the perimeter of Horse Guards Parade in an extended L shape. This recalls the defensive formation known as the Hollow Square. All 6 companies are collectively commanded as guards, and individually by company number, e.g., number 3 guard up to 8 guards have taken part, the number varying over the years: 6 in 1939, 5 in 1954, 7 from 1963 to 1967, and then 8 until the 1980s. The battalion trooping its colour in any given year is no. 1 guard. During the parade, they are referred to as escort for the colour. At the outset, the colour is held by the colour party, a colour sergeant and 2 other guardsmen of no. 1 guards, standing well spaced on the northern side of Horse Guards Parade. Once obtained by the regimental sergeant major of no. 1 guard, the colour is borne through the ranks of Nos 2 to 6 guards by an ensign of no. 1 guard. It is a great honour for a young officer to carry the colour in this ceremony, as historically only the most courageous ensigns were assigned to carry the regiment's colours in battle. Nowadays the honour is normally given to second lieutenants who excel at drill and ceremonial and who are physically fit. Mounted troops and sovereigns escort lining the edge of St. James's Park are the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment, the Life Guards and the Blues and Royals, as well as the King's Troop, Royal Horse Artillery. In the royal procession, the Household Cavalry are termed Sovereign's Escort. 2 divisions ride ahead of the Queen's carriage and 2 behind it, and the Life Guards and Blues and Royals alternate these positions each year. Commanding officers. 3 mounted officers drawn from number 1 guard give drill commands during the parade. The most senior is the field officer in brigade waiting, assisted by the major of the parade. The field officer occupies a central position on the parade ground. The 3rd mounted officer is the adjutant, the garrison sergeant major of London District, who is not mounted, coordinates the whole event on the parade ground and the approach road from the Mall. military bands, with almost 400 musicians on the field, led by the massed military bands of the Household Division. The music forms an integral part of the day. The massed bands of the Foot Guards number over 200 musicians. Joining them, since 2014, is the mounted band of the Household Cavalry, formed from the merger of the two Household Cavalry bands. There is also a corps of drums from several of the regiments and, on some occasions, pipe bands of the Scots Guards and Irish Guards. Summary of the parade design. The entire parade is best understood as an exercise of several elements carried out in slow and quick march time, with the trooping the colour phase forming the centerpiece. The Queen inspects first the Foot Guards and then the Household Cavalry and King's Troop, to slow and quick march music respectively. Then the massed bands troop before the Queen in slow and quick time. A lone drummer breaks the way. Drummers call signals No. 1 Guard, the escort for the colour, to march to the centre of the field and obtain their colour from the colour party. The massed bands execute the spin wheel manoeuvre as escort to the colour. No. 1 Guard then slowly troops its regimental colour through the ranks of guards. Nos. 6 to 2. After forming divisions, Nos. 1 to 6 Guards march past the Queen in slow and quick time, to music from the mounted band. The King's Troop leads the Household Cavalry past the Queen, first in walk march and then in sitting trot. The mounted bands then salute the Queen as they walk off. Finally, led by the Sovereign's escort, the massed bands play the Queen back to Buckingham Palace, the Foot Guards following.